Hope everybody can hear me and see the cards okay. Welcome to my channel, Soulight Hypnotherapy. My name is Kirsten. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And I wanted to do a reading on the Congressional hearings coming up this week, at the end of the week, regarding the January 6th insurrection. I don't know what I can say on YouTube. Everything gets censored or blocked, so I'll try to be careful with my words. My last political reading, a lot of it came to pass and is still unfolding. I do want to say that I said something was going to come out about Biden's son, and it was in the column of America and Biden. So I saw something coming out about a son, and I made the assumption it was Biden's son. It could still be Biden's son, but definitely something came out about Trump's son. So I have to be careful not to specify who the energy is, as it could render a prediction wrong. Even though I still feel it was right, I just called the energy wrong. So I'm going to try to not be too specific or guess who the energy belongs to, and we'll just let it unfold. You guys can watch with me, right? And before we get started, please make sure to hit that like button to help the video get more traction. We need at least 400 likes, apparently, and otherwise the video won't get circulated. Maybe that's the reason. Also, please make sure to share with your social media or your Facebook. I'd appreciate it. If you would like to reach out to me for a personal reading or for an SRT, spiritual response therapy, dowsing clearing for issues or blocks, please make sure to reach out to me. My information is in the description box below. And subscribe. If you'd like to donate to the channel, support the channel in any way, you can always become a Patreon subscriber or make a donation via PayPal, or however you want to do it. Okay, let's get going. So I'm using the Golden Tarot today and the Sibylla and Divina. I have a couple of Lavira Sibyllas, but they are on the bottom of the table. I'll move the camera down when I get to it. So in this column is Trump, and in this column is the GOP, Republicans. In the right column is the American Collective. I don't really know how these committee hearings will function. I'm sure I've seen them function before, but it hasn't registered or been stored in my brain. So I'm hoping my assumptions won't color wrong the way everything unfolds. My questions to the cards were, how will this week's January 6th committee hearings affect Trump emotionally, physically? What will he do? And legally, what will be the repercussions by the DOJ when the hearings are complete? In the center, where we have the Republicans, I would like to know how they're going to be affected emotionally, what they're physically likely to do, how they're going to react or act out, and what will happen to them legally after the hearing. And on the right side is the collective. How is the collective emotionally feeling about it all as facts unfold? And what are we likely to do physically in the physical? What are our reactions? And that's that. So there we go. Let's get started. Let's start with Trump. Trump has the 10 of Wands, clarified by the dark-haired woman reversed. So it says that, and this is his emotional feeling about the hearings. So Trump is emotionally burdened by everything. He's very stressed out. As you can see, he also has, thank you for the super chat, appreciate it. He also has, I can't really see the screen, so I can't see your name, but thank you. Thank you so much. All right. He also has the Nine of Wands in his energy, so he is really tired and frazzled by everything. And he says he's burdened, and he has covered up, hid, or buried a lot of stuff. He's hiding behind a shield of officiality. His status as president, hiding behind the shield of presidential privilege. I also see a lot of funds here, money, that was misappropriated for his wall. I don't know if that's going to come out in the trial, but it's coming out in this card. And Spirit has called my attention to it. I don't know, do I want to read all the tarot first and then read the clarifiers? Trying to figure out what would be the better flow for the reading. Let's read the clarifiers too. Okay, so with this dark-haired woman reversed, this could represent a dark-haired woman. This deck is very specific, gender specific, but it could also represent a high position secretary or assistant. Somebody has helped Trump to bury or cover up, hide, and deceive. It says that Trump really wants his adversary, Liz Cheney and Nancy Pelosi, behind bars. He wants to put those bitches behind bars. They're having a detrimental effect on him emotionally and physically. They are hindering his ability to progress and move forward by making his life rather hard and difficult. He also feels betrayed by a trustworthy family member or relative. He will know of this and who it is because of the facts that end up getting revealed and presented will give them away. Trump feels he's in a fight against treasonous behavior, and will call them traitors. But in truth, it is his treason that will be called out. Can you guys see okay? I hope so. I hope so. Trump's going down. Well, we hope so, right? We hope Trump is finally going down. I'll hold my breath. It says that the hearing is purposefully held, right, publicly, to humiliate Trump and bring him and his conspirators down. But there are also those in his own party that are plotting against him right now. Plots. At least that's what he thinks, because he's super paranoid. So let's talk about the GOP and their feelings. They got the Justice card. Justice cometh for the GOP. Put this. Okay. So the Republicans involved in the insurrection. Okay. If justice cometh for you. Now, if you did right by your oath to me and to the rest of us in this country, if you did right by your oath of office, you got nothing to worry about. But if you didn't, fairness and justice will be dished out, and they will get what they deserve. I think the main focal point of Congress, or the main focal point of these hearings, will be on those who participated, the Congressional members and I guess Senate, I don't know if the Senate too, who participated in allowing the insurrectionists to enter the Capitol, to enter and breach the Capitol. There's a lot of talk about that, a lot of focus on that, but they're also going to be focusing on, this is just what the trial is going to be about. They're also going to be focusing on the instigator of it all, the one who started it all, who threw the first stone. And that would be the Gemini here, the old manipulator guru, Trump. Now, I would say that the GOP members who are involved are shitting their pants because they're afraid of justice and they're hoping to gain power in the future to control that justice. But right now they are afraid it's in a challenging position for them. Clarified by contrariety displeasure tells me that they will have a lot of disagreement with what will be presented about them and their involvement, the back and forth, the text messaging, and who talked to who. And they'll be blaming, arguing and contradicting what is said, delaying and trying to delay. And there may be a dark-haired woman who's a female leader who's speaking a lot or trying to help and protect the situation. I believe that Congress will brand these members of the GOP that they consider involved as, and as well as Trump. They will expose them all as a cult, finally. I mean, I've been saying it since probably month 2 of the Trump saga. But whatever. I believe that the hearings will end up branding and exposing Trump and his GOP Republican Party as a cult. And so it's important to make the collective aware that that's what it is, okay? And to get that understanding. And of course, the Republican Party is not going to like that. They're going to highly disagree, or she will disagree if she's doing the talking. I don't know how it's going to be run. I know that a female is coming up, so I'm just going to run with that. And I'm not a psychic. I just read the cards, so I'm not sure how this will unfold. Okay, I'm just reading you the energy. For some people, though, what Congress, what these hearings bring out in the GOP is going to create awareness for them, and expose their conflicts within the party, and maybe create a consciousness. Maybe they'll have a crisis of consciousness. Maybe they'll be forced to look at exactly what they're doing and what they're immersed in, what they're doing. I mean, I can only hope, but I've given up really on that a long time ago. But I guess the ones who just go along so they can be taken care of, who don't want to admit that that's what it is, won't be able to ignore that truth. Let's talk about the effects of the collective. They're on our emotions. The American collective, we've got the Four of Swords and the Trap card reversed. So for some of us, what gets exposed during these hearings is going to make us literally sick. And it will be chilling to think about the whole plot, the whole deception will be chilling and make us sick. But for others, the other part of the collective, they'll be passive, clueless, unaware, and they need to wake the F up because before their democracy is completely stolen from them. So in the beginning, there's some of us who are made absolutely sick by it all, and others of us who are still not paying attention and asleep. The trap reverse says that we as a collective will realize that we've been conned, misled, misdirected, bamboozled, stolen from, feeling done wrong by Trump and his cult. It says that we as a collective are still being conned, as we are not given everything that all the facts. We're not going to be given all the truth, right? So, I'm not sure if any real justice will be carried out, as there is something that's going to be held back from the collective that does take from us or drain us in a negative way. It's based on an agenda of power. And also, I feel it's saying that we as a collective feel like maybe not much is going to happen. So why get restless about it? There won't be any real punishment for their crimes. So there's just this kind of passive wait and see energy. So different feelings there. So now let me stand up and move my camera a little bit to get the rest of the cards. Okay. Hopefully you can see everything. We'll worry about these later. Oh, and at the bottom of the reading is what the DOJ is likely to do. Okay. So this is Trump's card. This is his most likely actions or reactions, how he will respond once the hearings begin. So it's saying that he's preparing for the assault. He's preparing for the attack. He feels weak and tired. He's really, really stressed out. But yet he will double down and keep fighting. This is his last battle. He may even call to arms his warriors to help him with this fight before judgment. Again, I don't know if I said this, but sometimes when I read the cards, especially when the Sibyllas are involved, time starts to change, and what is in the future is actually what happened in the past. And I'm not sure if it's a prediction or if this is just what they're discussing in the future, what Trump was doing. But it's in the future present or the near future, so it is a potential, okay? It could just be what they're discussing, his actions on January 6th, calling in his warriors at the last stance before he had to leave the White House. So I'm not quite sure if there's a prediction in here as well of a repeat scenario. The absence card reversed, I'll show you the absence card reversed, says that he will put up much barriers and as blocks as he can towards the committee, finding out anything. He's already hidden, buried, covered up a lot of stuff. He's had help. He's destroyed documents that were and are still a threat to national security. He may have even sold some information. See the bundles of money here? To a Middle East person. I'm just going by the beard. Don't get mad. The cards are very blunt in their symbolism. I think that in the end, if the DOJ comes after him for anything, it will be because of the lost documents, the destroyed documents, loss of computer data or devices, somehow can't find it, or it's hidden, destroyed. That will be the issue. That will be where the DOJ seeks to go after him. Trump definitely doesn't want this information to come out. But it says he's been betrayed. Ooh, woo. Trump. Let's look at the GOP. What are the most likely actions of the GOP? We got the Magician and the Queen of Pentacles fell out. Sometimes the court cards just annoy me. Is it a person? Is it an action? What is it? I'm going to have to go with I'm just going to have to read intuitively and say it's a female. I just don't know who. But, okay, so as far as the GOP's reactions to what comes out in the hearing, the Magician says they will try to trick, manipulate, and control the situation. They will use a lot of showmanship and theatrics to distract or to control the narrative for their believers. The Queen of Coins represents to me national security issues. There may be something coming out about how martial law was being discussed, and that's just something I'm intuitively picking up. This is clarified by the thief. It says someone is guilty of allowing a break-in or breach, and in the controlling of forces of security. Through a confession, this will be highlighted, and the offending party or parties of guilt brought to light. It also says that the GOP or this female leader will act very rudely, negatively, and self-righteous. Somebody with a negative, self-righteous, rude manner will be called out as a host of the insurrectionist. Someone who hosted, guided, toured. Justice cometh for you. All right. Let's talk about the collective. What are the likely actions of the collective? We've got the Sun and we got the Five of Wands. Sun is clarified by the bootlicker, and the Five of Wands is clarified by the widow. So there's exposure, which creates possibly strong protests or demands in the public collective. Protest, perhaps? Strong reaction, at least. People upset, demanding justice be done. A lot of people will finally wake up. And become aware through enlightenment that this was indeed a coup on your country, and that there is already civil war upon us, to be blunt. So the Sun, clarified by the bootlicker, simply talks about now those that were asleep are interested. So there will be passive interest in the beginning, strong interest towards the end as things begin to become exposed and come out. Wow. But still, we are told that we're not given all the information based on others in power agendas. Can't trust nobody. Not even the Democrats. And I think that the Five of Wands, clarified by the widow, is saying that the public demand will be strong to cut out and to remove those that do not measure up to their oath of office, those who have been treasonous. There will be a strong demand that the DOJ do something. Now, Congress's actions called out this threat of violence upon Pence, other leaders of the government, the actual incitement of the mob. They're coming after Trump for the incitement. Okay? The country is going to be made aware that Trump is to blame. And that members of his party, his cult, hosted and toured the insurrectionists. Of course, they will be highly disagreeable to that, casting their own blame on Black Lives Matter, Antifa, yada da da da. They're feeling highly under attack. They know there is a strong demand to reject them, to throw them out, to get them out of office. And they severely reject what they're being accused of. And there might even be violence, guys. I can't say there won't be. Again, am I reading about the situation that's being discussed? What happened January 6th? Or am I reading about a situation that's going to come to pass? Okay? There's violence in this card, violence in this card, there's violence in this card, and there's violence in this card. And wanting justice for being wronged. So I hope that there is good security. If there is any type of violence, and I pray not, and I'm hoping that what I'm seeing in the cards is just what they're discussing, what happened on that day. The violence will occur on the outside, not on the inside. So it will be like public violence. But let's hope not. Let's pray that that's not the case. So as a final outcome, what will the DOJ do as a result of the hearings, after the hearings are over? So we got the Two of Wands, which is their actions, clarified by the important revelation reversed. I got some extra cards to find out what does that mean for Trump, and some extra cards to find out what does that mean for the GOP insurrectionists. Okay? So with the Two of Wands, there will be proactive steps taken after the hearing to bring about justice upon the guilty and all conspirators called out as a result of the findings. And that's good. However, the steps taken towards the inciter of the insurrection are hesitant, not confident. The steps taken may be about, again, the incitement on the Capitol. It may also be about hidden or destroyed documents. And that may be the catalyst for the steps taken, right? But he's I'm going to say Merrick Garland, but I have to do a reading on him. It says that he definitely goes after those that were involved in the setting it up, strategizing, calculating the moves and all that, and the insurrectionists themselves. He's going to go after them. There's legal troubles in their future. But he reluctantly takes steps towards Trump. He feels forced to do so by the collective, demanding removal, demanding something be done for the con, for the lie. I feel this is Merrick Garland will take some sort of stance to make some sort of announcement, perhaps before or after he takes some steps. And in the announcement or speech, he will be very measured and tactful in how he says things in order to bring down emotion that are emotions that are heightened around him or around the situation. He will talk in a very measured way, but he's worried about making a reckless move. I don't know, does he feel like he has enough on Trump? Enough to make it stick? He doesn't want to make a reckless mistake. He's being too cautious, in my opinion. That's not what the cards say, but that's what I think. He's being too cautious. And I'm not quite sure if he's not invulnerable to some sort of sway or persuasion. I have to do a reading on Garland, okay? Because he is next to the manipulator card. And he cares too much about what people think. So when I clarified the Trump card, I got Speranza first, right? Which really, oh my God, this is a card of wish fulfillment, prayers answered. I'm like, oh my God, is he really going to get off again? So, I don't know. Or is this our wish fulfillment, you know? Is this Trump getting off? Yes? Or is this our wish fulfillment? Trump not getting off. It's our wish fulfillment. But I don't think he's going to jail, folks. I think that he will be brought to an end, his political future brought to an end. It says that this is a closure. There is smoking gun evidence. And the comforting surprise or the comfort, let that bring the collective some kind of comfort. At least it brings about an end to Trump, because Trump, it says there is an end here. Okay, an end to Trump. And that's the comforting surprise and our wish fulfilled. I don't feel he will be going to jail, though. There may be a trip in his future. But I do see legal action, like, you know, arrest you type stuff, to members of those who took part in the insurrection. I just don't think it's going to happen to Trump. So that's my reading, guys. I may do another one as the hearings unfold. Okay, so I did my best. I hope that you enjoyed the reading. Please make sure to like, to comment, to subscribe. Please make sure to share. And if you would like a personal reading or an SRT clearing session, please make sure to seek me out. My information is in the description box below, and we can discuss what's challenging you. Have a blessed and perfect day. Thank you. Bye.